Good afternoon, fellow aquarium scientists. Hope everybody is doing well today. Just gonna give a couple of minutes for people to trickle in if they so wish. But I hope everybody's Sunday is going well. Hey there, Scotty. Thank you very much for stopping by. And you did not miss anything. You're the only one in here right now. So you're all good. Hope you're doing okay. Are you at work right now? Or were you off today? Hang on, be right back. But Scotty, I'm going to text you later at some point um, to talk about what we talked about earlier, and I just need to make sure that if you need any stuff for the thing, or if you have everything, or whatever the case might be. But I'll text you later, or we can excuse me, we can talk the next time we see each other at work. Just got home from part-time job. Have to put together my weed whacker and cut my grass for the first time. Nice. Yeah, I cut my grass. It's been a couple of days, almost a week now, and it's already starting to really grow in because my dad reseeded the lawn and everything, and so it's pretty luscious now, and it needs a little more of a cut, a trim. So I got a couple rocks, driftwood, sand, and fish. Cool. Now my question is, equipment. Do you have a good enough light? Do you how are you filtering it? Things like that. Because I think Um, um, I think like a mini hang-on back filter might work very well for that tank. Um, I wanted your thoughts on it. Where is everybody? I don't know. I don't know where everybody is. It's a Sunday, so probably hanging out with family. And right now it's just you and me, buddy. Seasoned sponge filter and a light. I would not put a sponge filter in that. If you want to set it up as a nice looking aquascape, um, I wouldn't put a sponge filter in there. I would use something that's not. I would get a hang on back filter, a mini hang on back filter, and if you want, I can bring one in for you. They're not that expensive. They're pretty cheap actually. You gotta make it look nice. Sponge filters are great for like holding tanks and quarantine or breeding or anything like that. But when it comes to display tanks, I'm not a huge fan of using a sponge filter. Excuse me. I have a little bit of work to do. You want me to use a hang on back? I only use sponge filters. For now you do. You gotta expand your horizons, my friend. But in all honesty, I really think that you don't have to get a big hang on back for it. There's a nano hang on back filter that's really great for smaller tanks, and I just think it'll look better. If you want to set it up as a nice looking aquascape tank, you know, as a display, um, a hang on back filter is going to be very well. And you don't have to do much maintenance on it. You just pull out the sponge, rinse it in the water when you do water changes and plop it back in. You're perfectly fine. But hang on, let me show you which one I'm talking about. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you. But I strongly think you should, because it is a small tank, it's not a large tank, so like a canister filter is not going to do anything, but or isn't going to be appropriate. But so I'm just trying to pull it up real quick. What size how many gallons is that tank? Do you know? Because I'm trying to picture that tank when I saw it when I came over, and I can't quite figure out how many gallons it was. Now you want me to do water changes? Not that much. I mean, if it's gonna be hopefully heavy planted tank. You're probably not gonna keep too much livestock in it. Um, initially, you want to keep an eye out for water parameter fluctuations because it is a small tank. But once everything is dialed in and settled in, you don't really need to do frequent water changes. But water changes are important. Hey there, Jenna. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yes, I agree. And Jenna, Scotty knows I'm a huge proponent of water changes, so he knows I'm going to tell him to do water changes, especially on his display tanks that he plans on having in the house. Also, more substrate for his plants. Yeah, he's got the substrate. He's got his fluval stratum. But Scotty, let me show you the filter I'm talking about. Hang on. Let's. This guy says, I got the plants from you and some more yesterday at auction. Nice. Cool. Can't wait to hear what you got at the auction tomorrow if you're going live. And then yeah, you've got the fluval stratum and the cosmetic sand. Sweet. And I'm trying to share a screen here. So this is the filter. So it's a nano hang on back. Excuse me. This one's rated for, trying to see what it's rated for up to. This is roughly 4 gallons. I think depending on the stocking, you can put it on a more larger, slightly larger tank. I mean, if the tank that we were talking about, if that's roughly 5 gallons, this should do perfectly fine. My throat is acting up today. I apologize if you guys hear me coughing a little bit. But yeah, nothing really special. It's got a little sponge in there that you can pull out and rinse in the aquarium water to clean, and then plop it back in. Not much to it, really. If you're going to keep some stuff that might get into that strainer, you can pop a little pre-filter on there, but I don't really think anything would go in there. I mean, it looks pretty decent. But yeah. I'm also excited because I have a potential client for my aquarium installation and maintenance service. He's a member of our community at at my mosque, and he's going to tell me what the dimensions are of the tank, but what he says is it's most likely a 40 gallon, but it's not a 40 gallon breeder because it was a little tall. Um, but it was a freshwater tank, and he wants to shut it down and redo it as a Fowler tank. So if anybody's not familiar with what I mean by Fowler, FOWLR, basically it means a saltwater tank with no corals or anything like that. It's just rock and fish. It's a fish only setup. And he wants to set it up as a saltwater tank. So I have to come up with a list of equipment that I'm going to recommend him to get, as well as all the supplies, the sand, the rock, the water, things like that, and then set that up for him. And then he would like me to do regular maintenance on it. He was under the impression that it would just be monthly maintenance, um, but I have to talk to him to let him know that you can't get away with just monthly maintenance. It has to be more frequent than that. But because he's local, I don't have to charge him that much. But yep. So Scotty's got it. Fowler stands for fish only with live rock. Exactly. Scotty says, I have that tank and the 14-gallon we can play with. I was hoping to have a tub by then, but haven't found a good deal yet. I got you. Yeah, whichever one you want to set up, I'm perfectly fine. If it's the 14-gallon, um, then you would want to go with a bigger hang-on back or a canister. But for the smaller one, this nano hang-on back would work perfectly fine. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Um, what else is there? Yeah, if you've received an email from Atlantic Aquariums, the April newsletter, I mentioned in there that on May 13th, during the monthly Jersey Shore Aquarium Society meeting, they're doing something a little different where they're going to be they're calling it a swap meet and greet. So it's basically people can buy tables that'll be provided, um, and be event. You can and vend stuff, and then obviously people can come buy things, hang out, get to know each other, things like that, which I think is pretty cool. And obviously, Atlantic Aquarium signed up for it, so I'll be there on May 13th. With some of the stuff that's on the website. So if any of you guys are close by or want to stop, come on down and hang out, um, you know, you're definitely welcome to do so. Because it's just a couple hour event. I'm not going to be bringing a lot of stuff down there. Um, Mainly the plants, some aquascaping stuff, um, some food, but pretty much it. Um, Not going to really go overboard because not a lot. Their meetings don't get a lot of people coming, because this is a different type of meeting. Excuse me. I think we'll get more of a turnout than usual, but that's why I don't want to bring too much stuff down there. Um, but but yeah, pretty excited about that because I think it's the first time I'm vending. No, it's not the first time I'm vending, but it's the first time I'm vending in state where I think I'll do okay. So pretty excited about that. Hey there, fish fan. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hello there, Xanadu. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope all is well. We've got Scotty and Xanadu here, which means just another announcement that tomorrow, hopefully, the Fish Fam is going to be playing D&D again on Chris's channel. So if you guys want to hang out with us on there tomorrow at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you are more than welcome to do so. Even if you don't know what D&D is. Scotty says we had over 60 yesterday at ACLC. I keep thinking one of these meetings, our numbers will drop down to normal 30 to 40, but they keep staying above 55. That's really good. That's really good. Today's Sunday, summer. Of course it is. So not tomorrow, on Tuesday. I take that back. Thank you for the correction, Scotty. Now you guys know where my mind is, or the how the state of my mind right now. Hey there, Steven. Thank you very much for stopping by. What if they're going to play D&D over your stream, Scott? I don't think so. Can't play D&D without Scotty. But yes, the D&D campaign on Chris's channel is going to be on Tuesday, not Monday. Today's Sunday. Got it. Hey there, Zen. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope everybody is doing well. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. um, But yeah, so if anybody's interested in the area, May 13th at the Jersey Shore Aquarium Society. You can go to their website to for more information, or they do have a Facebook page as well. Um, if you want to be a vendor at the event, I don't know if they still have spots available, but you can definitely reach out on their website and um, Facebook page. They did make a post, and it has all the information and all the basically all the info you would need as a person who's interested in vending at the event. I think if you're a member, it's $8 per table. If you are a Yeah, if you're a member, it's $8 per table. I got 2 tables. If you are a non-member, it is $18, I think. Roughly, it's in the teens, somewhere there. Um, but yeah. Scotty, were you able to figure out how big that tank tank was? Or like how many gallons it holds? I did a hydrogen peroxide treatment on the Lobelia cardinalis, um, and it went too well. Like there is no evidence of algae anywhere on the plants, which is really good. So pretty happy about that. I do have a hang on back filter on this tank. Let me show you guys. So I did put a hang on back filter on this tank because I did a lot of scrubbing and it was really murky and yada yada yada. So I wanted to put something on there just to help with it, and then just add a little bit more water circulation in there. But I am going to take it down today because I don't really need it anymore. Or probably tomorrow because I'm gonna when I do a water change, I'll one of the benefits of putting that hang on back filter was it moved or it pushed all of the gunk to settle to the back. So now I can easily siphon when I do the water change, and it'll get all that gunk out. So that's one benefit I noticed from that, which is cool. So that tank is about 7.48 gallons. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's definitely a nano hang on back filter that you can get for that size. Um, and it'll look good. Because I think putting a sponge filter in a nicely aquascape tank just takes it away from the scape. In an ideal setup, you don't want a lot of equipment in the tank. So, the hang on back filter will be fine. It'll give you a nice flow, as well as filtration, and easy to maintain. You don't have to do a lot. Oh, Scotty, did you upset Linky? Maybe that's why. And then, yep, there's the link to the FAQ in case anybody needs a refresher on fish family commands. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. That's going on. If anybody else has any questions or comments or want to talk about things going on, more than welcome to do so. Only got 7 people watching today. It's totally fine. I do appreciate those that are chiming in. Well, there's some drama going on here. Drama in the fish fam. Was anybody on Skipper's live stream last night? The auction, the Aquarist auction that he was hosting. I was able to catch it last night, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. Some really cool stuff there. Scotty says, I think most of the plants made it from the move. I still see a lot of color in that 20-gallon planted. Nice. That's really good. Yeah, because I promise you, when I saw that tank when we went to your apartment, I was heartbroken because it looked like a lot of them were done. But if you're seeing a lot of plants bouncing back or doing perfectly fine, that's really great. Hey there, Dixon Designs. Thank you very much for stopping by. Steven, I was really upset when I saw those fish because I was bashing myself. I was like, why do I not have more fish space? Because those fish were absolutely gorgeous. They were like pure orangey, like yellow orangey, like neon orange. Like they were glowing in the video that Skipper pulled up, and I was like, and the starting bid for them was like 210, and I can't remember how many fish were in the lot, but those cories were absolutely beautiful. And I know Skipper loves his cory, so I was trying to push him. I was like, Skipper, you should get him and then breed him so I can get him. God dang it, Jenna. No, they were gorgeous. Yeah, gold laser. I wonder if I can find a picture of them that meets the brightness of the color. No. I mean, yeah, I can't really find a picture good and that's matches the coloration I saw there. But yeah, if you guys were on that live stream, you've seen them and they were very beautiful fish. Who I know Steven was there. I know Dixon was there. Who was who was selling them? Who remembers the name of the person selling them? I can't remember. This guy says fish rumor gave me black Schultz yesterday. Nice. I love the black cories. Okay, so Max Caradena was the one maybe who was selling them. But yeah, no, they were gorgeous fish. I can't wait until I have a tank set up big enough for some Corridora. I really want to keep some Corys. Oh, I just remembered another thing. So, I mean, I posted it on the Atlantic Aquarium's Instagram as well as in the email if you subscribed or are a member on the website. Um, excuse me. Atlantic Aquariums is does now finally carries WIO products. So WIO, that's WIO. So their substrates, sands, accent gravels, regular gravels, rocks, wood, all that stuff. Right now, the only thing on the website is the sands, but I'm slowly trying to get stuff on the website. But I'm pretty excited because I want to use Wio's stuff myself. I'm probably going to use it in the Endler tank that I'm going to set up. So pretty excited about that. The free 40 is holding water, won't be an immersed tank. Yay! So you got two tanks then. Two for those two 40s then are gonna have water in them, which is cool. That means more fish. But Scotty, depending on what you put in there, you could still put plants in there too and grow them in there. You can keep some easy to maintain plants where you don't need to put CO2, or because I remember you mentioning one of those tanks you were gonna put CO2. You can get the regulator that you can divert to two tanks and then have two CO2 tanks with a lot more nice and healthy plants. So there's an idea for you. Zen, it's gonna take them a while. Trust me. It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot while. And more substrate. Yes, I agree. Don't worry, Jenna. I don't think Scotty's gonna keep them in pots. You know, he's got the tank space in and more freedom to set up tanks properly. Hey there, Matt. How you doing, buddy? Sorry, got distracted. Sama, you would be surprised how much I've gotten done. Oh, yeah. I think once you're finally unpacked and situated, um, I think a little home update tour would be in order, especially to see the fish room. I think a lot of people are anxious to see how you're setting up the fish room. I mean, I know how it's being set up because I helped you with it. but not the rest of the community. I think I heard Scotty is willing to get married at the Clash. How cool would it be? I thought there were plans on like a little matrimonial, like a matchmaking table at the Clash. Find your soulmate who also loves fish. Hey there, Silver Creek. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hello there, freshwater ichthyology. Thank you very much for stopping by. Moving house, so packed away. My second monitor likely will be slow on chat. Oh, congratulations. If you need any pointers, Scotty's happy to help you. No way. There were Facebook groups for single fish keepers. Oh, lovely. Well, Rebecca, if you know of any that are still active, forward it to Scotty so he can join. Oh no. Zen, don't give Matt ideas. I'd be anxious to see how that would work. What else? Oh, Scotty, did you get the plants that I gave you, the tissue cultures in the immerse setup bin? First of all, did you find the immerse setup bin? Because I put it down in the basement and apparently you can't even find it. But did you find it? And did you put those tissue culture plants in there? No. Come on, Scotty, you've already lost a bin that still had plants in them. I put it in the basement. So it's there. You'll find it. Just gotta search for it. Hello there, Homer. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Scotty says, Usama, I have fish I can't even find. Oh no. That's not good. I thought all your fish were bagged in together, and all of that stuff I moved downstairs so that you can unbag them all and get them in their tanks or at least out of that water. So I'm flabbergasted at the fact that you can't find the bin or some of the fish when I moved them myself downstairs. That's a good question. Scotty, do you have any plecos? I don't think I've ever heard of you keeping plecos. And then Silver is working on June's painting while listening. Ooh, what you painting, Silver? I like a good painting. Where's my pygmy corridoras? Now I don't know what fish were in those bags and styrofoam containers and whatnot, but you know, I assume that all your fish were in that vicinity that you told me to move down. I thought I moved all the fish down, so you know. Scotty says I have had two clowns and a couple bristlenose and a couple albino bristlenose. Okay, cool. Ah, fair enough. We will find out soon enough, I hope. Yeah. There's a lot of Rebecca, there's a lot of pleco species where you'll probably never see again, but you just assume they're still alive. That's definitely true. Um, I've noticed more people are popping in, so welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by. Um, hey there, only Oscars. Hope you're doing well. I remember you were looking at a circulation pump or wave maker for your tanks. Were you able to find something or um didn't need it? Only Oscars. Scotty says, I think I have everything unbagged. And you're still missing fish? That's interesting. Hey there, Landa. Thank you very much for stopping by. But yeah, Scotty, that's pretty frustrating. I know, because I know if I was in your position, I would be very angry because you made sure you bag all your fish and everything, and then you get ready to unbag and put them in their new homes, and you can't even find the stuff, especially fish. The fact that they're living and you don't know where they are, you don't know if they're still alive or not, and that can get pretty frustrating. I hope you find them. Silver, you mentioned, and behold, she came. Oh, okay. Saving up for the pumps. Fair enough. Lando says, "Be right back." No problem. You've got you've got what, 20 minutes left, or I decide to end it. Unless you guys have any more questions or topics of discussion, aquarium related, then I will stay for as long as you guys want me to. Uh, Rebecca, no, I believe he bagged them up and then brought them straight to the other house. They weren't stored anywhere else, to my knowledge. I do remember when I was moving at least one of the bags, and I know Scotty, I told you when you came back from picking up whatever it was you were picking up. One of the bags was wet on the bottom, so it did feel like something was leaking in that bag. Um, were you able to find out what it was? It was in the black bag, the ACLC AC was it the ACLC bag or Bucks County bag, the one that was black and orange? Ah, okay. It was a bag of plants and driftwood that poked through. Okay, that's good. As long as it wasn't a fish bag. What? I didn't realize my mango pleco Baronectris carcinomus ate all my Bonocephalus till a move. Phew! Oh my lord. Wait, so you had them together? You bagged them together, or what's the story? We need more context there, Rebecca. What was the story there? The weed whacker is assembled. Woohoo! Still got light out, Scotty, so you can definitely get some yard work done for sure. Homer says, "Hey June, what you think? Do I need more bigger corals or other colors?" Both. I'm not a huge fan of like the whole colors things. Like you know how like people get lighting, a lot of saltwater lighting is more actinic and more blue in color to make those colors pop. You get a lot of designer coral that have a lot of bright colors and things like that. I am not a fan of that stuff. Um, when I set up my saltwater tank, the lighting is going to be less blue, more white. Um, and I'm just going to get basic coral species, nothing too fancy or anything like that. Something that looks a little bit more naturalistic, because a lot of not all, but most of the designer corals, they're all man-made. They were all grown in captivity. They don't really exist in the wild. Um, but but yeah, the bigger coral, more colors. Why not? If you have the room for it. But that question was directed at June, so who am I to say? They were just housed in the same tank. I saw one with injuries. Um, but that was it. Bonocephalus are the least active banjo catfishes, so you wouldn't know if they were dead or alive. Yeah, but that's crazy. And yeah, agreed. Not just plecos, a lot of fish, especially males, when they're in breeding, in their when the breeding season, they can get pretty territorial and pretty aggressive to others of the same species and to other fish and organisms around them. For moves, everything has to be into poly boxes. Loose now, as almost everything bursts the bags. I don't have the very solid bags you get for exports. Ah, yeah, that's a good point, especially if you're moving catfishes and things like that. Their little spikes can on their tails or on their near the barbels can definitely puncture a bag. I mean, you look at corridoras, like even when you're importing corridoras, wild caught even, they have to sometimes double bag because you can they would end up bursting the bags for sure. Yeah, they can definitely be deadly. The caves go in the bags too, so they don't argue too much. That's if I can get some out of the cave. Uh-huh. Yeah, I've seen people when they're moving plecos or whatever, they'll take the caves out with the fish and everything in, but they'll scoop it up so there's still water in there. And they'll plop it in the other tank or in the bag or whatever they need to do. Um, just because it can be a pain in the butt to get them out, get them out. Because they're especially if they're guarding eggs, they're not gonna willingly leave. Um, for the most part. Discus I triple bag, so they go loose too. Yep. I want to keep discus. I want to keep a lot of fish, but I don't have the room. June says that's how I move the plecos. Yep. Yeah, if when I whenever I start working with fish, like in terms of like if I need to move and bag fish or anything like that, I'm literally gonna get the Sarah bags that have the rounded edges, like it's already made to be rounded at the bottom, so that way fish don't get trapped or anything like that. And those bags, it's been a while since I've seen them, but those bags are also a little bit more thicker, to an extent. I believe. So they last. They're a little more less prone to puncturing. Doesn't mean it can't happen. So I've also seen people even with those bags double bag. Um, I also got the other fish bags that I got from the ACLC meeting when I was there for the holiday event that they had. And those are also a little thick too, but I would still, if I need to, I would still double bag just to be on the safe side. Zen says, "You wouldn't think it, but I swear bristlenose plecos and pandagaras are the most aggressive little sparring partners." Excuse me. I've never really seen much aggressiveness when I kept plecos back when I first got into the hobby. Um, I can't even remember what I kept, but I think they were bristlenose. But I never really saw much aggressiveness from them. Pandagaras, I've heard. I've never kept personally, but I've heard they could be. June says I separate the males. The male plecos, I'm assuming. And Rebecca says I've seen female bristlenoses have to be separated as they cause so much damage. Strange because some wild ancestors are social. That's very interesting. Because a lot of plecos, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you would think because we've gotten to the point where it's very easy for us to breed plecos in captivity. That obviously a lot of the plecos that we get in the hobby are are bred in human care. So that's very interesting to note about behavioral differences between plecos that, or any type of fish or animal for that matter, that are in the wild versus those that are in a sense domesticated. Um, that's interesting. Oh yeah, it, I shouldn't laugh at that, but it's like the way you Zen. It's the way you said like the males would go at each other's gills, and it freaked me out. It's almost like in the wild when you've got you know predators going after others' necks, like biting down on their necks to subdue them or things like that or whatever. It's kind of the similar thing in this case, going after their gills, their most vital part. Um, so transitioning from freshwater to saltwater for a bit here. Nothing wrong with that. So far, mainly A. Lordowasii, 5 different Favias, candy cane, neon green, 2 Trichophilia, um, 2 different Blastomusa bubblegum anemones, Protopelethio. I can never pronounce that properly. Protopalethoa. So far, I can remember. That's a nice variety. Pretty cool selection there, Homer. And bubblegum anemones. Never, I don't think I've seen one before. Oh, bubble tip. Yeah, that's the bubble tip anemone. It said bubble gum, I'm like bubble gum. But yeah, bubble tip anemones. Anemones. Um, Acanthus or Acanthicus group take it to a whole other level. Baby pseudo Acanthus juveniles will really go for each other. Dang. In the 220-gallon, I haven't seen aggression yet. And then Steven says, I had 2 bristlenose males fight over a female. 1 male and the female were killed. Oh no! They were fighting over a female and ended up killing the female. That sucks. Nature, guys. Nature is scary. The animal world is scary, for sure. Only a few plecos are able to breed in captivity or to any extent. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure there are still plecos that are coming in wild caught, but most of the most common ones, I'm assuming, from my understanding, are can be bred. Lots of caves and tall trees help. Yeah. That is true, Rebecca. Brazil especially is really honing down on aquarium fish, freshwater imports or exports, I should say. There's currently issues going on with the Hawaii fisheries. If you're in the saltwater world, um, there's currently petitions going out and things like that because Hawaii is really honing down on any form of even honing down on any proven sustainable saltwater fish exports. So you know, a lot of people are talking about how it can impact the state economically because the saltwater fisheries is a big economic boost. But the thing with me is like as long as as long as the animals are being collected in a designated area, wherever it might be, and similar to what Keynes Marine does in Australia with the state with the state of Australia, where it's a specific section, and throughout the time that you're allowed to go out collecting, this is the amount you are allowed to collect, and nothing more, nothing less, or nothing more. Basically, these are the species or whatever the case might be. You know, basically, if you can, if it's sustainably done with the best interest of the fish that are being collected and for its environment, because remember, if you screw up the ecosystem that these fish live in, that you're collecting them from, you're not there's not going to be any fish for you to collect. And you're if you make a living off of collecting wild specimens for the aquarium trade, you're pretty much screwed. And that's kind of the practice going on in South America too, right? You look at Project Piaba, things like that, where there's a lot of education going on about the importance of protecting these ecosystems, because if you destroy these ecosystems, you lose the inhabitants, the fish, that is your livelihood. Not even just for the aquarium trade, the ornamental trade, but for food fish, right? I mean, that's something that I did a few studies on when I was, in school, um, doing some papers and things like that, that it's a real thing, and it's a thing that needs to be put into consideration, that yes, there is an understandable reason as to why people would want to just focus on more aquaculture, because it's better for the environment, in the sense that you're not going out in the environment or in the wild to collect things or to grow or to catch food fish or whatever the case might be. um the aquaculture side has its cons as well, believe it or not. But um but yeah, I don't think I closed my thought there, but you guys get the idea. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of things going on around the world related to not just the aquarium trade, but any exotic pet trade, anything that's not deemed like cats, dogs, farm animals, things like that, but birds, um birds, fish, reptiles, small animals, things like that, um, are really, there's a lot of thing legislation going out on there that will affect the pet industries, the hobbyists themselves, you know, the businesses that rely on the industry. So it's a pretty fragile state right now, for sure. Bubble tip an enemy. Oscars are being moved to food fish. Not happy about that move. I mean, think about it this way. In South America, people eat discus, you know? Not a lot of meat on those fish, but definitely meat on Oscars, but that's interesting. I wasn't aware of that they're being moved to being food fish. You're gonna have to keep an eye on that then. Oh, that was quick, Scotty. Yeah, exactly. That was quick. Most of the most common are the same species, common bristlenose ancestral species. Still, science doesn't have an answer for its true species. Yeah, the hype ancestris like zebra, L236, are easy to breed. Yeah. Rebecca, I need to get in touch with you and see if you'd like to join me one day on a live stream. Because for sure, there's a lot of things you could teach me, fellow ichthyologists or fellow aquatic scientists. Hawaii has always been a drama. I was in the trade during one ban, and some stores were happy as they managed to get a load of yellow tanks just before the ban. Yeah, I remember when the Florida ban happened that at the same time, University of Florida and like a few other companies associated finally were able to breed yellow tangs in captivity. And I remember the pricing just went skyrocketed. And then when the ban happened, for wild tanks, and then when the ban happened, there was a huge demand now to create the procedures for breeding yellow tangs more streamlined so that they can crank out enough stock to meet the demand. But obviously, because it's a limited stock, the price is going to be really high. Um, which I have seen happening, especially when I go to my local fish store. My local fish store has started getting in aquaculture yellow tang. Um, but yeah, I agree. Hawaii's definitely been been a place of drama. Yeah, they need that collection money. Used to be a 30 pound or euro fish per pound. It's pounds or euros? That looks like euros. My mud skippers came from Hawaii. I wish I could get more of those. Yeah, good luck with that. I believe for yellow tang, they are culturally important, so you can eat as many as you want there. But for the aquarium industry, is restricted. Oh, lovely. Now, big Hawaii yellow tangs are sold for 500 euros. Yeah, okay, that's euros, and more since the WC ban. Yeah. Yeah, no, Rebecca, the pricing for marine has gone significantly up, especially for fish coming from Hawaii, for sure. I mean, it was the same thing for coral when the Fiji ban happened, and you got a lot of corals that were coming from there. Prices skyrocketed, not necessarily in terms of like trying to get the wild caught or the aquaculture. Even these are, keep in mind, the coral coming out of Fiji were also farm raised coral, right? But there were still bans on it, because they couldn't really keep track of what was farm raised and what was actually being illegally collected from the wild. And people that already had the Fiji corals in their care started obviously fragging. It's very easy to culture aquaculture coral, and they took advantage of the ban and skyrocketed the prices for a lot of these corals. And like there used to be a time where live rock was coming from Fiji. Now now you can't get them in, and a lot of these older setups, like saltwater setups that had that Fiji rock in it, when they break it down, they give them to obviously other hobbyists, excuse me, or to their local fish store, and like they're like, "Hey, guess what? I've got some illegal rocks in the tank," and it's the Fiji rock because it's banned now. You can't collect live rock from the environment, which is why a lot of live rock is now man-made than wild caught. Uh, Oscars are now feeder fish. No, they're food fish for humans to eat. And yeah, Zen, they definitely eat plecos too. I've definitely heard of that. The discus thing, I didn't know that discus were eaten by people until watched I watched the aquarium co-op videos when Corey and Dean went out for collection trips in Brazil. Um and Dean was talking about it, how like they collect a lot of them for food fish. And I think Doc A from the Center for Ornamental Fishes also said the same thing, that they collect a lot of these discus to actually eat. Um, it's actually interesting. Dean mentioned one time that they'll when they go out on a site where they think um, they're going to catch a lot of discus. Sometimes what happens is they don't really catch a lot of discus, and what happens is the locals, like some of the local fishermen or whatnot, they'll actually catch the discus. They'll hear that, oh, these guys were here to collect discus and they couldn't find any. Well, we got some discus here for you. Why don't you buy it off of us? And I was like, that's very smart and very cunning, but pretty interesting. It's a dream of mine to like join Dean and the gang and go down to Brazil to do collections. Like I love doing field work and I want to go down and actually visit a lot of these sites where a lot of these fish come from that we enjoy in the hobby. Yeah, biota. Biota is big in the industry right now with aquacultured fish. They just recently bred another species of angel, I believe. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but yeah. Yeah. Hey there, Alishan. Thank you for stopping by. Biota sells small captive bred yellow tangs for $165, medium for $250. Yeah. And that's the thing is like biota is like the main like actually no, I take that back. It's not just biota. It's also what's the name? Aura, ORA. Is that the name of the company? I think it's ORA. Aura or ORA or whatever. They also do aquaculture. But yeah, but biota is really like really getting up there in terms of coming out with um aquaculture procedures for a lot of these fish that at one point in time were considered you can't really breed them in captivity, and now they are being bred in captivity. Oh yeah, dead snails. I can't remember who mentioned it, but I mean, they were like, if you don't know if a snail is dead, pick it up and smell it. If it smells rancid, it's dead. If it doesn't smell rancid, it's not dead. And I've done it a few times and not pleasant. Shipping to Europe is expensive. Yep. They also breed the Red Sea zebra soma tang. Yeah. Rebecca's like, you won't see us use euros. Brexit. Hey there, Legacy. Thank you very much for stopping by. We have a few transshippers here, usually beta or flower horns. Some goldfish, nothing I want. Rebecca, do you guys get any like variety in arowana there? Like here in the US, um Asian arowana are illegal, but in Canada they're not. So I'm curious where in your neck of the woods, how is it with arowana? I saw stores who had the cheap yellow tangs raise the price as soon as they saw the ban. I think with marine you can do that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the concept of, supply and demand, right? If there's a demand for it and there's not a lot of supply, jack up the price. You'll make a killing out of it. Yeah. Yeah, COVID really hit a damper on fish exports and imports because during the pandemic there was also this fear that it could also be the virus could also be transmitted through animals because there were apparently animals in zoos that were also were contracting it. And so there was definitely a scare there. I don't remember what the consensus was in terms of the result of that, but there was definitely a lot of scares in terms of that, so you couldn't get a lot of things in. Lendra Souza is worth watching for wild fish. He's a scientist around the Rio Zingu. Has a video on how to cook gold nuggets. Oh my lord. Yeah, Rebecca Dean. I think he goes through Go Wild Peru, if I remember correctly. Um, yeah, basically the way that him and like Corey have done it is they'll go out. Uh, they'll go out with people to all these sites, collect the fish they want. They bring them back to the facility where they house the fish, and then later on, they're then through a transshipper. Basically, they're packaged and everything, and then they're shipped to everybody who went down to collect the fish. So I know there is a company out there, or like there's a website where through them you can actually pay for that experience where you get to go out and go basically go out on collection trips. Yeah, I think this is the same people that Dean goes with. Let me share the screen real quick. Maybe we should do a Fish Fam link trip down to Peru. That would be fun. So that's Go Wild Peru guided wildlife adventures. Our packages: tropical fish collecting. We currently offer 3 fish collecting packages: an 8, 11, or 15-day package. There's an 8-day package. Then there's an 8-day killifish package. Scotty, that's for you right there. Um, Imagine Scotty going down into to do wild killifish collecting. That'd be fun. There's a 15-day, and then there's an orchid expedition. There are in The area in which we are based and visit for fish collecting trips is very rich for orchids, with over 2,000 species known in our and the worldwide interest in orchids. Interesting. Add-on sightseeing tours, reservations, upcoming events, all oddball aquatics. Interesting. Yep. So that gives you an idea of their facility. So that's their facility where when you bring back fish that you've collected, they put them in there for a while to get them accustomed to tank life, and then they package them and ship them. Basically, how an exporter would package their ship when you're getting an import of fish in. Um, that's some photo galleries they've got, which is cool. And then they have these itineraries, accommodations, which is all the way at the bottom here. See, the only issue I have with doing something like this is I have dietary restrictions. So it's like will I be able to survive my trip down there in terms of eating, um, not only dietary, but like personal hygiene and all that stuff. Um, which to be honest isn't really a big issue for me, but I have dietary restrictions for religious reasons, so I'm like, how would that go? But still definitely something I want to do very badly. And I hope one day if I have the money to do it, I get to do it. In terms of a scientist standpoint. Um Sorry, I'm a little behind what you call it chat here. Oh, hey there, JT. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. I want to, but I need science permits. Yeah. Well, how about this, Rebecca? The day, the time, the point where you finally decide to do it, let me know, and I might join you. I think it'll be fun. Hmm. Oh, that actually reminded me. One of the fish artists that we all know of, Scales. That's SCALZ. Got a shout out by MD FishTanks because apparently MD got some sketches and some artwork from him, from Scales at Aquashella when he was down at Aquashella. And so I was watching his most latest video, MD's video, and he gave Scales a shout out. I was like, I know who Scales is. I've got some of his artwork. I just thought it was cool. Yeah, Scales nature artist. Excuse me. Thanks for mentioning Jellyfish got me a bingo square. You're welcome. Happy to help. Oliver Lucanus put up a fantastic video today of his on his channel. Lots of fish in their natural habitat. Nice. I die without my Dr. Pepper. No. I haven't had soda in a while since last year. We no longer get soda in the house, and the first like month or so was a little difficult. But we've all gotten accustomed to not drinking soda anymore. So if we do crave something, other than water, we usually drink juice. But but yeah, yeah, I wouldn't mind if I never got any soda. I think water would be more important in an expedition, on a collecting trip than anything. Water and bug spray. Yeah, I remember them talking about doing a lot of good renovations on their like on the house and facility, which is nice. Rice and fish. Yeah, I love fish. But sometimes sometimes people will cook seafood with other ingredients that I can't eat, alcohol being one of them. So there's a lot of, it's not a matter of like meat or things like that, but it's also cross contamination as well. Like for example, if you're cooking bacon in a pan, right? And then you use that same pan to cook the fish or shrimp or whatever the case might be, that's cross contamination, and I can, even regardless if it's just seafood or just rice or like a stir fry or whatever, I can't eat it because there's cross contamination. You cooked it in something that had bacon in it or any other meat um, that isn't halal certified. So that's the only issue with me. But if there is vegetarian options available where there is no cross contamination, things like that, I'd be fine. Um, but but yeah. But regardless, I do not have the money or the time available to go to an expedition. So, but hopefully one day for sure. Yeah, Scales does have lovely work. Yeah, I was really excited. I remember watching the video and I was like, "Oh my god, you got a shout out by MD Fish Tanks. That's so cool." Zen's like, "I'm looking at some Sam Scale shrimp print right now." Yeah. Yeah, no, Rebecca, it's a good thing you mentioned that because I know Dean also had to get permits to not only for the collection but to get the fish to the states as well. Um, but I believe they handled all of the stuff for that. It was just Dean had to just pay for the stuff, which was cool. Who isn't real? Who are you referring to? Oh, I caught up on chat. Yay! Rebecca says, "I rarely drink sodas. I will drink energy drinks." You're drinking something that's even worse than soda. Or in the UK, soda is fizzy drinks. Here in the US, it's soda, soft drink, or pop. I'm in New Jersey, and rarely have I heard anybody refer to soda as pop. We just call it soda or soft drink. I sometimes say soft drink. Um, but yeah, I haven't had soda in a while. There is a brand. There is a new brand of soda that's just been released internationally. That is a company that I like that I might get to try. Um, but things like Coke and Pepsi and things like that, we don't get in the house anymore. Uh, Usama, you forgot one. In the South, it's Coke. Oh yeah, you're right. Or Coke. Doesn't matter what brand it is. Apparently, you just call it Coke, right, Jenna? So if it's like a Pepsi, you'll still call it a Coke. Doesn't matter whether it's Coke or Pepsi or Sprite. It's called Even the Sprite. Oh, that's funny. Sprite is a cheap lemonade. Dang. Shots fired. Um, but yeah, we only get like Sprite or 7 Up in the house because my grandmother needs it when she eats. She mixes it with water a little bit and it kind of helps with her digestion. So we only get in Sprite or 7 Up, the mini cans only for her. But other than that, we don't get any Coke, we don't get any Pepsis, Fanta or anything like that. But like I said, there is one company that's gone international now that I'm looking into seeing if we can get it in and trying it out. If it's a fizzy drink, I like tonic water. I tried flavored seltzer water one time and thought I was drinking medicine, like bad medicine. And so I was like, nope, not for me. Definitely not for me. And it's interesting because if you look at the history of soda, right? The concept of injecting water with CO2, that the chemist that discovered it said that when you inject CO2 into water and it fizzes up, it makes it sweeter. It makes the water sweeter, right? That's what seltzer water is, right? It's water that's fizzed up with CO2. But it does not taste sweet to me at all. Yes, Jenja. Ginger ale. Did I say Jenja? Sorry, Jenna. Ginger ale is definitely easy on the stomach. I think that's what it originally was to help with digestion and things like that. Um, in our household, whenever you have an upset stomach or like you feel like throwing up, um, crack open a can of ginger ale and you're perfectly fine. It helps, especially when it induces you to burp, then things are perfectly fine. Tonic water is what you have with that. Very light lemonade. Yeah, no alcohol for me. Have you tried Starry? Yes, Starry was that like new brand of lemon lime soda. Um, I didn't like it. When I tried it, I think I tried it once when it came down. It's literally just like Sprite or 7 Up. And I tried it like once, but yeah, we don't get that either because it's a Pepsi brand. So I mean, it makes no sense to me. It's like they already have like the lemon lime sodas, and then they just rebranded it to Lacroix. Yeah, I tried Lacroix, and that stuff is nasty. I can never understand how people like Lacroix. Yeah, Jenna, I am. I remember Surge. Never tried it though, but I remember. I remember Surge. Yeah, Rebecca, it was a drink that I believe is discontinued because I've never seen it in the stores. Hang on, let me pull it up for you. It was like a citrus flavored soda or soft drink. Um, so that's what Jenna's talking about. I'm not sure if it went international or not, but um, But yeah, so it's like a citrus flavored soda that I think has been discontinued. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it was like radioactive green. Yeah, it was like Mountain Dew but triple the caffeine. That's why they called it surge because it gave you like a surge of energy, which was literally just like shots of caffeine at that point. Yeah, Rebecca, it looks radioactive for sure. Um, but yeah, but yeah, I remember seeing them, advertisements and things like that, but never never tried it. I mean, I don't like Mountain Dew either. I think Mountain Dew is like really even worse than regular soda because of the caffeine content. But um but yeah, I have a when I'm a supervisor of mine at work, I've never seen that guy. Scotty knows who I'm talking about. I've never seen that guy once drink water. He always has a bottle of soda with him. Never drinks water. And he himself states that when I'm like, you need to drink water, and he's like, I'm drinking water. This has water in it. I was like, no, not the amount of water you need. I mean, yeah, it has water in it, but not. It has other things in it that's not good for you. But yeah, I've never seen that guy drink water. So I'm always like, one time I even told him, I was like, I have no idea how you're alive right now still. One thing I won't get is Hershey's chocolate. I like Hershey's chocolate, milk chocolate. June, not no. You need water. I'm putting my foot down. Soda's good once in a while, okay? But you need water. Actual water, actual H2O that doesn't have caffeine in it or caramel color, whatever the number is. Um, but yeah. Okay, so we're hour and a half, a little over hour and a half. So if anybody else, Rebecca says, assuming I can bring chocolate in luggage, I'll bring European chocolate over for the Keystone Clash. Oh, I like European chocolate. As long as it's not Cadbury, I'll take it. I no longer eat Cadbury stuff, but I used to when I was a kid, but not anymore. Don't like the company. But yeah, as long as it's not Cadbury or Lindell or any of the other, you know. Anyway, um, tea has water in it, right? Yeah, it does have water in it. But if you're referring to the type of tea I think you're referring to, still not good for you. Zen says, "Hey, what's wrong with Cadbury eggs? Nothing wrong with the actual chocolate. It's the company that I don't like." But yeah. Scotty says, "Grass is cut." Um, I love a good burp. um, yeah. But yeah, so unless anybody has any more questions, comments regarding fish, um, I think we'll call it a day. Skipper posted that he's not going live today because he's helping the pops at the farm, which is cool. But but yeah. In case, just a recap, in case, because I know a few people just came in a little later. Um, a few things. Atlantic Aquariums now carries WIO products, WIO, substrates, rocks, pebbles, gravels, things like that. Um, I don't know if I'll bring any to the clash because if Cuboid ends up being a Cuboid Nature ends up being a vendor there, they carry WIO anyway, so it wouldn't make sense for me to bring any. Um, so WIO, pond season is up, so if you guys are interested in looking for pond stuff, check out the pond section at the site. Also on May 13, if you're in the tri-state area, the Jersey Shore Aquarium Society is holding they have an event during their monthly meeting in May on May 13th, which is a Monday. It's called they're calling it a swap greet and meet. So so there's going to be some people there selling stuff. I'm going to be there with Atlantic Aquariums selling some stuff. So if you guys are in the area or able to show come to the club meeting, definitely would love to meet you guys there. Um, was there anything else I wanted to mention? No. Oh, another thing is me and Scotty are going to be doing something really exciting soon. Still doing some of the details regarding that. Um, but I'm pretty excited about it, and I think we'll do a live stream about it soon. So stay tuned for that. Um, if you're into D&D or not, but still want to hang out on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Will be me, Scotty, Xanadu was here earlier, Whip, Killer Kitty, Chattanooga Ed. We play D&D. Um, so feel free to hang out. Um, but yeah. Um, sorry, just looking through. Ooh, Jenna, same. I haven't had those. If you're if I think I know what you're talking about, I've had them when I was younger. I don't know where I got them from, but I agree. Belgian seashell chocolates are very good. Um, thank you, Zen, for sharing the website link. I appreciate that. But yeah, cool. So yeah, unless anybody has any other questions, comments, feel free to post them. If not, hopefully I'll see you guys around in other live streams and such. If you end up coming to the Jersey Shore meeting, I'll see you there. Um, other than that, I appreciate everybody for stopping by, for the support, support and love that I've gotten. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button if you'd like. If you are watching the replay, I apologize that you missed the actual live stream, but thank you for watching the replay. And make sure you hit that notify bell icon so you don't miss any extra or any future videos and live streams. And with that being said, make sure you take care of your fish, do your water changes, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Stay safe out there.